Why? The exhausted soldier looked up at his fellow soldiers and with his dying breath said, "Do you know what he said to me when I reached him?" He said, "I knew you'd come. I knew you would come." Across America, citizens trapped in burning buildings will hear your sirens coming in the distance and know that you are coming. They will know that you will enter those burning buildings and rescue them without thought of your own personal concern, without worry about your own welfare. You'll come because you know that loyalty does matter. Thousands of firefighters this year will extricate traumatized drivers, like Cody did this morning. They will cross flooded rivers. They will enter collapsed and burning homes. We will come because we are loyal. We will come because we do care about our community and each other. The great fire chief Ed Croker once said, "Firemen are going to get killed. When you join the fire department, you face that fact." When a man becomes a fireman, his greatest act of bravery has already been accomplished. The fire service is driven by values, 7 undeniable values. Tonight we looked at loyalty. Loyalty to one another and ourselves. Billy Fisk understood that his chances of survival in the Battle of Britain were few, but his loyalty to American values drove him on. Chris Engeldrum had a premonition that he would not survive his tour of duty in Iraq, yet he served the 69th with bravery and distinction. He served loyalty with his sense of duty and devotion. Vince Lombardi once said, "There are a lot of great coaches with good ball clubs who know the fundamentals but still don't win the game. They're missing the third ingredient. If you're going to play on a team, you have to care for one another. You've got to love one another." The Hagerstown firefighters love one another. In the fire service, that love assures us that no matter the risk, no matter the danger, no matter the peril, whether it be a firefighter or a citizen, we will come. We will come as Keokuk firefighters Dave McAnally, Jason Biting, and Nate Cook came loyally and died trying to rescue 3 trapped children. We will come loyally as volunteer firefighter Matt Blankenship of Churchfield, Missouri came 2 months ago and died in the basement of his neighbor's home. We will come loyally as off-duty Whitley firefighter Aaron Poole-Hill, who is lying as we speak tonight in a Cincinnati hospital, fighting for his life with burns over 90% of his body, came loyally. We will come loyally the way Captain Derek Martin came, who laid down his life in the rescue of Captain Rob Morrison in St. Louis. We will come loyally, boldly, and courageously, as did Brian Texas Lieutenant Greg Picard, who died from the burns he received this year answering Lieutenant Wallace's Mayday call. We will come, you will come, because you're an American firefighter. You'll come because America needs you now more than ever before. You will come because you love each other, and you do love this country. You will come regardless of the consequences, regardless of the risks, because you are the answer to America's search for a role model. You are the people who prove time and time again that values do matter. America has only to look at its humble and dedicated firefighters and know that service and loyalty is alive and well in America. And for that, my brothers and sisters, I salute you. Good night, and God bless America.
Before we release him, just fantastic. Just fantastic, Chief. We're so grateful to have you here. Your oldest brother, forever. We want to present something to you. Cancer today is affecting every one of us, our families, brothers, sisters, retirees. So please accept this as our thanks for coming here all the way from Oklahoma and taking your time to speak to us. Thank you. That's what we were talking. He's never going to go get that on the plane. But that's okay. The other thing we were going to get you for a present, you weren't going to get on the plane either. So we decided we're going to go with the check. All right, we're going to move on with our ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Everything in life would not be possible without those who came before us. They are the pioneers who bestowed upon us what we have today. In 1966, our great local became a reality. Our charter members paved the roads we go down today. 3 of them are still here, and we are lucky enough to have 2 of them with us tonight. To them, we say thank you. Most are gone, however, but will never be forgotten. To them, let us all take a moment and remember that funny story, the fire call we ran together, or the one thing they taught you that you then passed on to others. If you did not know any of our lost brothers, silently thank them for where we are today. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now observe a 30-second moment of silence, followed by a special song selection, all in honor of our brothers who have passed. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of our local, Mr. Todd Grimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was approached by Scott Bear. We're going to have it's called the Founders Circle Award. When he came to me, he asked me if I was interested in giving the Founders Award away, and I said, no problem, I'll do it right away. The only problem was he told me I had to pick who was going to get the award. Well, when I really think about this award, Chief Halton talked about being loyalty and making sure that you have good values about all this. There was probably 15, 20 guys that came to mind. You know, Scott said, we can't give that many awards away. So, okay, what do we got to do? So you got to narrow it down. So what I did, I narrowed it down to 2 individuals. The award, I thought should be given to individuals who would be those brothers or sisters who would have been on the charter I read earlier. I think that the 2 guys I picked tonight would be right there in the front row, fighting to make sure that we're going to get what we're supposed to get, and they would sign their name to where we need to do. And those 2 guys, I would like to come up and give you a little bio on both of them before I hand the award out. The first one is our ex-president, Andy Hartman, and our second one is Mitch Gearhart. Mitch, I'll start with you first. Mitch actually missed the charter signing by 6 months of his hire date. His hire date was 2/16 of 66. Everybody knows it was a little earlier than when we signed the charter. Mitch was just short of that, and I'm sure Mitch would have been right there doing it with those guys. He was hired under Donnie Schwager, who was president at that time of the local. Mitch was on the fundraising committee. He actually started the first circus with him and Andy. Him and Andy went down to Baltimore, investigated the circus, and came back. And it's kind of been a whole spin of how the whole Bonanza extravaganza started. When the circus kind of fizzled out, we had to find another way to raise money. These guys raised a bunch of money for us during our periods of being president. Mitch was president for 1 term. He was also treasurer. He was the vice president of the state association, sergeant at arms of the state association. One thing about Mitch is Mitch has been a member of the Honor Guard since its inception. I